positions as well. But taking a gander at that, but it seems quite spread out from 100 Thieves. They're not going for anything
Okay,
fast.
100 Thieves start on defense.
No, I mean this composition on defense
Not too
just
bad.
has a ton of tools. Pull, slows,
Okay,
nades,
Loud's
salvos,
gonna know that.
stuns. You know,
I
you don't
mean,
have to really force the issue.
they don't need too many, you would imagine.
Alzine up the gut with a self drone. Just got broken, so didn't really claim too much space. Pulled 100 Thieves players looking for that reclear. Boostio.
Solo Boostio over towards the A site.
Up into his face and might be
Salvos
feeling
do stop the original
Good
hit.
stun though from him. It buys time for Cryo
Down
and
into
EU
the
to help
salvos.
reinforce these positions.
Got breach
And look
damage.
at how deep Asuna is down mid. Now, I don't think he's going to be able to hear
Nah,
this.
he's not gonna hear this.
There's a stampede of buffalo, but it's a little bit outside of the footstep range, I think.
trying to find some pasture.
How my pickums looking?
Well, they're gonna
Mate,
form
absolutely in the
under
bin. I
some
can't get anything right.
You know, pull
You're
down,
better off
shot
just
block.
looking at a coin, mate, and just flipping it.
As soon as this Viper wall goes
I don't know
up,
what I'm
Xander's gonna
doing.
have a question. Do you swing through it and try to get some info?
Just spotted it. Okay, smokes it up. Paranoid up. And a kill being caught. That's Asuna dropped straight in through mid. It's going to make this retake much more difficult.
Nice.
And, oh, aftershock into the spam. Xander slow to a crawl there. This is a 3v5 now. Rapid play by 100 Thieves. Looking like they wanted to take it a bit faster, but fault line offloaded. Now the stealth drone here. Cuts it up close. Spots out Pancada. Flashed up. Salvos. Not long for the world. 100 Thieves. Looking for a way to pave their path potentially to success. They're slowly getting themselves in through the side.
Dude, this guy,
Tip-tapping away.
man. This guy.
Ghost in hand. Luke
He's
Shaw
just
is not
playing
slow
so
down.
well.
Vinny with a nicely called pistol
There's a
round
chance
again.
my
Going for that
America's
mid-round
pickums aren't
audible
too
call
bad.
after the A push failed, but I think
Yeah.
Ziggs is going to be looking at that pistol round and silently raging at 100 Thieves. They stacked 3 players A off Boostio's stun, and then EU's just sat
4
there
out
with
of
a drone,
6,
not
3 out of
re-clearing a main.
6,
If they had
1
used
for
the drone
1.
10 seconds
Not
earlier,
great.
they could have started stacking
It is
the B
better
side,
than a coin, but
knowing
if
that
that's
Vinny
our
had called
bar,
that rotate.
I
They
just-
need to be more proactive if they want to get a read
And
on
we've
where Louder
slipped
finishing.
heavily.
Because right now we're just seeing Vinny find the right site way too often because 100 Thieves are not actually gathering
EMEA
information
3.
in defense.
Don't do
Okay,
this to me.
okay, I'm pretty much
Come
like
on,
what?
don't
Getting
do
like
this. No, don't do this to
60%,
me.
under
We're
60%,
going to see it
man.
soon enough.
We're a bit
sometimes
better
I just
than a
think players
coin,
like
but
trouble.
again, that should be
Yeah,
a thing.
yeah.
Dude, I reckon in
Potentially.
EMEA, sorry, I reckon in
there it
Pacific,
is.
I'm,
All right,
Escape Got ourselves a tag pause.
my Pacific
Yeah.
stuff must be so
Seeing
bad.
it. It's looking like a bit of a monitor issue.
Dude, look at my
Fiddling around with it,
Pacific.
seeing if we can get the setup
I don't
right.
know what I'm doing here.
Hopefully back into the action
I'm
soon
getting
enough.
2 out of
Because
6 each.
Luke Shaw's been
Dude,
having
chat, I need to do this,
problems.
by the way.
Yeah, the audio.
I'm getting 2 out of
and yet
6.
still performing
That's crazy.
arguably like the best player. I mean, Cryo did dominate on Iceborne. Aside from
That's
that,
crazy.
apart
What
from Cryo,
what am I
he's
doing?
been
It's
rolling
like I'm
shit.
not even
And
watching him.
this round, in round 1, he
Okay,
was once
chat.
again the solo lurk player in mid
Let's
who caught Asa.
let's keep it
As he was
going.
rotating out. The
Let's-
timings on these lurks
The floor's been
have
set
lovely.
so
He's
low
not just a
that
mechanics god.
I should
He's
be so
actually been
fine.
finding really, really nice.
Wait, I'm
timings
so
on
fine this
control
week.
there
Look at
too.
these games.
So this monitor issue has been resolved and we're going back into the game.
That's what I want to hear.
Chat, what did I do on Plat Chat?
And I'm looking for
I did-
proactivity
I
in the
hit
mid
Paper
round
X
for
again,
Thieves.
didn't
Doesn't
I?
necessarily have to be right off rip.
Prodigy, stop typing
Round like
stop
this, you
typing
stack
my
5
name.
players B. Probably are going to be
I
doing
haven't
something
locked anything in
aggressive
yet.
off rip.
And okay, catch the contact, stun, nades. Pancada's not going to be giving up a gun.
Chat, I
He
have
does
to
end
keep
up
it with
going
Plat
down.
Chat.
He's just going to be
I chose Paper
looking
X,
to delay.
right?
He's called it, so open access to the A site.
He said I can't
Does he
give up on
careful,
Paper
yeah.
X.
Does he stay? Does
That
he
does sound
challenge?
like me.
I mean, a smoke like this is just so weird unless the omen is right there.
And now we slowly creep and crawl into the spawn.
Crouch walk.
And we're going to put everybody to sleep. Get the
Dude, here he
blankets
is though.
out.
The new guy's got a lot of kills here.
Sleep earlier. Fnatic vitality earlier on today.
I said boom on Plat Chat.
The
Not a chance
slow
I said
attack
boom
side
on Plat
rounds.
Chat.
Yeah.
How
I
many does
remember
Lucio
sticking
get
up for
here?
Paper X.
Over under 3?
1 to 5 in the
I
chat.
would say over. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Still cleaned up
Raze
though
is the
in
one though. You want to Raze.
time. Well, you
Want
lose
to
some
Raze getting
guns.
some kills.
Yeah,
Is
they've
Pancada
lost.
going to be able to reclaim one of these?
I would assume so, but they've lost at least
The
one.
time's ticking.
Oh, you've got to
He's
run
got a
into
long
that.
way to row, buddy.
Oh, it was
Okay,
close.
he just gets there in time.
Did Pancada get a gun? No.
No, he didn't.
So that was...
Chat, who did I put for
Okay, so they
Talon
did actually
Nongshim?
lose quite a
Nongshim,
lot
right?
Yeah, they did.
Made the.
You said I'm going down with Paper
bonus
X.
round
Okay, let me
significantly
lock
worse
them
for
in.
I mean, not that much worse. In
No.
fact, DG wants to force. I don't really
Yeah.
know why you would go for that, but
Economy management is optional. It's fine. Once you get a rifle
Yeah.
up, buying into it.
me, a Carmen Corp fan in 2023.
Okay, it's locked in. There's nothing I can do, Prodigy. Sorry.
Well, here we go. Bonus round for Loud. Early salvos. Push back onto the B line, so Sander not able to stand his ground there. Gives him access towards it.
These kind of spots where you're playing, where Luke Show is right now, this is where you could run into
How am
a
I
stunt
2 out
salvo
of
play at
6?
one of these rounds from 100 Thieves, like a big set play.
Okay,
There's Cryo online early. Vinny
I'm
solo
4
walking
out of
up mid,
12.
Really weird.
that's strange.
You can't do that without a distraction. Some kind of noise being made.
Paper X
elsewhere
better
on the
win,
map.
man.
This angle is dangerous that he's trying to play at, but drop it off.
Wait, this is
Slightest
a-
of curbs, but the Drazine not to be dissuaded.
is a
Straight up into the A
bonus.
site now. Does Asuna want to try and take a
It
peek?
might.
Stray shots going his way.
Planted for main.
He's going to rebound.
That's an
some
incredible
decent damage.
nade.
Not
Get
much
the
else
plant
with it.
down.
4v4.
Carter has the regen shields though, so it
Still
doesn't
that
matter
heavy
too
control.
much.
Dizzy's going to be that late backstab as well. They
Comes
have
in
not
to
cleared them out towards ramp, so
salvos.
that's the real danger for them. And this is being slowed
Stops their
to a
initial
crawl.
hit, which means
Salvos
that they
back
get more
online,
time to
looking
get the
delay.
smoke up.
And Asuna missing his timing. It's a critical kill at that to try and find the Drazine. Wins it against the counterpart. Pancada around.
God, look at them go, man. Look at this guy go. He's averaging like two kills a
some odd beginnings
round
to the
at the
round.
moment.
Yeah, very strange beginning.
Just
to the
over.
round. I'm not sure what Vinny was doing in mid there, but also 100 Thieves at no point really like started a retake. They waited for Asuna to die in heaven before they even decided to go elbow. And where was the util? I feel like there was nothing going on the site.
Yeah.
Everybody from Loud was just able to take a normal gunfight.
Timeout or not?
7-1, Luke Show. A fitting scoreline for a new Brazilian player.
Don't even start. This guy's not going to be let Loud straight back into
Nice shot.
Brazil. Cryo. He's getting cheeky. Rattles one across there with this being taken out. Few issues that Loud might face.
Dude, sideshow, man. For God's sake.
King Cowan
That's you can't even be angry, man.
solo.
You can't even be angry. You just gotta respect that one from him.
Fighting mid. Because otherwise you wouldn't just want to walk a solo initiator up.
Just spotted, and he's trying to take a timing past that one still. That's going to be an abundance of util throw.
Oh my God, this guy's the
Luke
truth,
Shaw
bro.
trading sight.
This guy's the
Desperate for that
chosen
kill. It's
one.
a crazy one to open.
He's actually the
Good play from
chosen
Vinny as
one.
well. Running in,
He's
defending his
so
new
good.
player.
TP up top. Trying to capitalize in a little bit of the chaos, I suppose, when the plant was going down. Maybe a player could have been occupied.
There might be a chance here if Cryo can hit some ridiculous shots.
That's going to be tough. To clear out most of the way. Pancada showing presence up towards heaven. There's a gun.
Not the one he was after.
No, just a stinger.
I'd rather have Cryo with the Sheriff.
Now moving away and around. A bit of running gun, backing himself out. Pancada will go down in the end, but
Okay,
you
so
know exactly where he
Cryo's
is.
gonna
Cryo's
have
trying to bait the shot out.
res for next round.
Might be able to play exits here. But they're going to exit via screens. So nothing that Cryo can particularly do in
Cryo
this
has
spot.
res. Everyone else pretty far away.
It's a rough beginning to this half.
DG's in. One orb away from his ult.
So far in
Yeah.
this
So
half
that
today.
B orb is
Slow starts.
gonna
I
get
thought it was gonna
contested.
be a change of pace, to be honest. Not necessarily in terms of how fast 100 Thieves were taking the
A
beginning
great
of these
shot.
rounds, but just, I don't know, I thought that string of rounds that they managed to pull together, we wouldn't see this kind of flattening that we've been seeing on the halves. It's been a weird game, honestly. It's been a weird game.
Well, I think it's also the. If you think about it, 100 Thieves have actually only played one half of Valorant well today.
Yeah, and it was Icebox.
It was the attack half of Icebox. It wasn't even the
Dude,
defense
that's so
half.
savage.
So it's 1-1 in the series
It's
right
savage, but
now. But
it's
100
true.
Thieves put everything into just one half of Valorant. So now we're seeing them back on defense again. Defensive Haven and defensive
out.
Icebox. They looked
Where
like there
are
was
we?
nothing going on. They looked really poor actually. And the same problems are happening again here. It's
Prodigy,
early days though. and
you
it's
snuck a
very
20
early
in
days to
there.
be taking a tactical timeout.
So much
and having
Prodigy
6
for
talk to
doing
the
that.
rest of the team.
And then we have
So
Regan
it
as
is.
well. Regan with the
But
20
I think there are
also.
already still
Thank you so
some
much,
warning
Regan.
signs.
Try to
They're
get the W's
giving up
out.
Mid for free.
Prodigy and Regan.
They're, I mean, they did try to fight Luke Show, and they should have been able to get the better end of that in the previous round, but he just hit a ridiculous shot while stunned.
Valorant or CS2? I mean, I prefer Valorant, man, but it's whatever you prefer. They're both good games.
Get a bit more active, maybe in the defense. I mean, this
CS made me, man. I can never hate that game.
From watching VODs.
It's a beast game.
Can't be being too all in like they are right now, actually, in front of the barriers. I think these have been doing a lot of big set plays.
I think one of the things that, well, we've seen the first time they played against Sentinels, a big B main set play.
Sure.
Where they did the pull and the slow.
Slow over the top.
Yeah, massive, big fight. That looked awesome. I think this comp is also really good at just being able to hunt Lucio if he plays aggressively on the lurk at A ramp. You see him here in a really passive spot, expecting them to be doing something different coming out of the tag timeout. He's all the way
Diamond Dog, holy hell.
Means if they run some
it can't be that bad.
You know, set stun down this line.
The thing is, CSGO was... First year of CSGO was atrocious as well, to be fair.
Slow to try and cut up the tempo ever so slightly. Stealth drone going to be used in response as well on the other side of things, just to clear down towards A ramp.
They see that they go take middle. In reaction, they drone over towards A. The drone doesn't see anyone, and they manage to set up.
Yeah, that
one
wall is
watching
really nice
A. Like question mark over towards middle. In reaction, we do the passive wall. This is interesting.
Here the orb, you see it, all coming through now with a showstopper on top of it, round to the side! My god, just about collecting that kill, still. Equivalent exchange, paid for in blood, and this wall, no sign of that one breaking. It was used pretty late, as we were already mentioning. And where's the pivot options? You don't have A control?
No.
30 seconds left.
I don't think they realized the wall was here. I think Lucio was supposed to give them an option. They're going to sound bait the retreat and going to a
But this could be nice, because does he insta-take space?
He's the only player that can cause chaos here.
He has to be the
the double off that.
Man, you've just been obliterated.
Nice shot.
Lucio cleans up in
Really
the end.
nice shot.
EU is having a field day here.
15 seconds on this one, just got to stay alive.
It's Vinny versus the world in a 1v2. Quick wrap around. He's trying to tap this one to pull these players out wide and open. Just can't quite land that one shot. 5 seconds left, and they already know it. Getting a run on, getting a move on. Asuna is going to play for his life because no matter what, it's a round
They're on the board. They
collected.
didn't have to use any ults.
First time where 100 Thieves
They lost
managed
3
to get the
though.
stack in the right place and utterly crush Loud's attempt at getting on site. And I think so much credit there is because of that wall and the timing of it in the mid-round. I was talking about proactivity, going and gathering information in the mid-round, but that wall serves a similar purpose. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily find you info, but it just cuts off a lane on the map so you don't have to worry about it anymore. And it still functions the same way where you can overstack onto a different area.
It's a big deal with these B hits as well. Normally you have to
Also
worry
on
about
Ye being primary Jules, Nicely being on another role.
Talk about that a bit later.
I don't think that's the issue, man.
Asuna looking to fight over mid. 100 Thieves have been playing mid very softly.
I think you're kind of on the right point, but I just think their comps seem really out of meta.
Stun, salvos, you're in a lot of trouble.
And here's a replay. Okay, the fight taken by 100 Thieves.
Like EG don't really like Teo, right?
Yeah, that's nice. And then a wall up as well.
Yeah, this map conditioning nice and slow. Like they haven't been going for these plays, but a reclear like that gets them the information. Gets
it's weird because they're like force a waylay, but they won't force a Teo. I think any team that forces a waylay but doesn't force a Teo these days, and they've lost their mind.
Have to take their time breaking the wall in mid. Lucio not spotted by that Teho drone.
There goes Teo.
Be aware of the gap.
A lot? I wouldn't say a lot.
Locked straight on to multiple
Dude, it's a 3v5. I'm talking like this round's done, and this guy's just out here just swinging through walls, killing
He's
two.
revealed his hand here, but a paranoia in your face. Fault line round to the side. A util. It's been used to try and bail him out from afar. And he's seen, or at least heard, that these players are coming through, and here it is. Reinforcements arriving in a form of cryo up from on high. And the res in the back pocket as well, so Asuna brought back into the
picture. They play Teo on 3 out of 4 maps. Do we see more than 4 maps, surely?
Able to wrangle that rifle back in control. Xander, full control.
Okay, it's still a nice try though.
Problems. Clean in the end by 100 Thieves.
And despite Lucio's best efforts at making something happen there at A ramp, 100 Thieves early round fight through mid, like the re-clear in mid there, is what gets them set up for an advantage to be able to win. Puts them instantly into a 5v3 scenario. That's the proactivity that Zix is talking about. Yeah. And a good timing for it too, not straight off the rip, so that Loud can immediately make a game plan and react. you know, like 20 seconds
The
into the round,
Haven,
something
they
like
don't
that.
play it.
It's the timeout out of Loud.
And to be fair, they played on
You're
Lotus.
exactly right in terms of
They won
the
that.
window of opportunity and when you choose to strike with this comp, because you can be proactive. It was a beautiful one by 100 Thieves. Cleared up.
Honestly, they do play it more than I think.
And got them 2 kills.
Oh yeah, they played the Killjoy. The Killjoy on Fracture.
Loud going to be working with essentially a bargain bin buy. I mean, you've got a rifle in the hands of Lucio. Why not?
He's been the right player to give the rifle to today.
For sure.
And he's
Yeah, to be fair, they do. No, they are playing Teo a good amount.
Working off the distraction, so everybody on 100 Thieves has to give that penguin to me. I will punt it.
Do not give this man a penguin. Do not put him on any conservation efforts. The Lucio has been unreal, to be honest. For an opening performance on the stage when Loud needed a turnaround. 11-4 and a lot to be asked of.
I'm not too sure about EG.
Yeah, he's got the opportunity to take individual fights.
They've just had to play Haven every single time.
And the timings he's finding are really nice. He waits
I don't
until
think
his team tells him
I think the
exactly
Haven's awful.
so that he doesn't get caught by stuff. This round, though, playing with the pack. Just looking to trade out his teammates, I think. Maybe something a bit dicey.
Yeah, hold on. It's a weird looking salvos as well. Skipping straight past him, but it's a half clearance. Cryo was stunned up.
Cosmetic.
And Digizine removed from the fight. Deep B main control. Gives up an orb as well. These are a lot of ults that are just accumulating now for 100 Thieves. And immediately going for that reclear up into A Heaven. This is super proactive.
Yeah, but every single time they lose middle, they insta-drone somewhere to get info.
They are going to be in big trouble.
So I haven't been where they killed any team. G2 on Ascent is like the best chance.
They heard a drop down.
But I feel like they have a lot of set strats. It's like, oh boy. Just get out of there though. Yeah, they got a lot of set strats. It's like Teo ult, they go middle. Waylay ult, they go middle. Dude, the util off here is just... This is the best example of the util in this game at the moment. You go over towards Vents, Teo ult, then you're getting comboed over towards here from... They have a nade in there as well? No, they don't have a nade in there.
Everyone's watching for it.
But that looks horrendous to play against. Yeah, it was expensive.
Gets them back into the game, sure. Third round on the board. It's all really important. But now they have less tools to work with in the next. And this is where Loud actually have rifles. I like the idea, but DG with a half clear over towards the left side of Heaven there, and Cryo hits a nice shot. He's 10-4.
Okay, I'm remembering the EG games. EG aren't good on Haven, but they also always mess up their, like when they're eco. They're good at handling anti-ecos, but when they're eco, they treat it like a full gun round.
Looking to contain most of this space.
Now I'm remembering the EG games.
Just sending it blind as a bat. You going forwards?
It's a nice omen flash though.
Nearsighted. That's a -8.
Yeah, you might just want to hold on for a moment there while you're paranoid.
Asuna, no, he loves the W key, man.
Really have a good
he loves the W key. We should definitely start talking about this round a little bit in terms of money as well.
Would spell it out. Give them a target to lock onto.
Mid-round wall is still going to provide a lot of value, but they don't really know where to stack. Playing 2B, 2A. Could still be around here for 100 Thieves. You'd like to see them get...
And I think BG, sorry to keep piling it on, and I think their pre-barrier calls aren't great.
The discipline box.
Barrier down, you look at what ults they have, you look at what ults the other team has. I think their calls are good.
Ult in through the back of the side, that's Pancada full committing, full sticking, and Stun doesn't really do anything into that spot. Xander's been revealed. He needs to try and find his way out.
I was going to say, imagine he gets another one here. Cryo's absolutely sent it. 5 HP, 10 HP. To a 16 HP cousin can definitely come. They both know that one hit.
Yeah, it's a swift breeze. It will just end either of them, and a pit dropped down.
I mean, any level of spam, a classic right click, anything.
Boostio doesn't want to return the fire. He's low himself, and he's just holding.
What?
What?
How?
You can't lose that as Boostio.
How?
Shots. He had the perfect read on what Luxio was doing. And somehow, I don't even really understand how.
I don't understand those one.
I don't know where the bullet goes there.
I mean, he pre-fires, obviously.
On the back wall there.
Got to get that in 0.25.
Yeah. I would be, listen, that happened to me in ranked. I'm clipping that immediately.
Oh my god, it's
0.25,
faster
I'm going
from
crazy.
him.
Honestly, watching the replay, I think he's just late.
Yeah, it's just late.
He's holding a pixel angle and his reaction time's just not good enough.
And SDK is looking to the heavens. Because that did come down to the wire.
Insta wave as well. This guy's already used to this stage. He's out here waving.
Salva's up towards heaven as well. Xanta! Xanta!
Oh my god, bro. It's non-stop. Dodges the ult as well. Great nade, slow nade. The problem for 100 Thieves right now is I honestly think Loud might have enough rounds.
100 Thieves look really good when you run a fast play into them. The protocols are absolutely there for dealing with that. Sick first shot from Xander, and he sidestepped the breach ult as well. Really nice reposition. Mercado's on the outside looking in. Has no hope.
No.
Just kill all 5 of them, and then you'll have your Omen ult, and then you can TP and get the spike.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
Very true. Now it's going to be a long 50 seconds as we look to
it's going to be a long time.
Something.
Well, I mean, this is the emotional roller coaster of these kind of matches, isn't it? You've just been high on the elation of Luxo winning a spot that he probably shouldn't be favored in at all.
For sure.
And then you immediately call a fast hit and just get
30
boom.
seconds left.
And 100 Thieves cut the gap down to 1. And this is now
in the back of the Loud coach
Loud
cams
too.
is twos.
Yeah, they have minimum loss bonus.
Interesting.
Cowanzine, Vinny.
What, he's helping out assistant coach-wise?
Back into this.
Yeah, steadily and slowly they are clawing their way straight back. I mean, they're not equalized just yet, but at this point, with a string of rounds that they're managing to put together, it's looking nice.
Yeah, they should be.
Yeah.
In just a moment.
There's no hunting for this guy either, so safe time to run some replays.
Yeah. And important to note that 3 of the players on 100 Thieves couldn't really afford to lose a gun either. So that was a massive...
Tricast? Yeah, Tricast lost tomorrow.
Yeah, that's great move. Beautiful shot. Xander looked super confident and sidestepping all of the breach shooter, making Vinny look a fool.
That's hard to do. Popping in and out of Astra form, getting the smokes, straight back into it,
and
all grouped up.
Just do it again.
Okay.
Hero gun saved.
Don't get slow-upped again. Sure,
dude, they love it. The calling style. They did it on Haven, right? That it failed so badly. We should do it again.
Forward off angle.
Yeah, extremely aggressive.
Here it is. Smoke in your face.
Oops.
No one clearing him into the corner. Slow. Counterintuitive ever so slightly, but Cryo's just trying to help him out with a nade. Rebounding out forwards and away. Pancada TP'd past this one. Quarter cheeky timing.
Oh my god, 14 HP on that. Imagine he won that duel.
It's Asuna who returns with that fire. There's the, okay, boom board, it's getting cheeky, it's getting awkward. Show forced to just stare down the battle of defeat there. 5-5, 100 Thieves. It's been some rapid rounds that we're taking a look at.
Yeah, and both of those rounds are, in my opinion, really never going to work against 100 Thieves. Because you're going into...
Cryo on Heaven, on B.
Yeah, Cryo is just going to have full Sage slows to work with. You're going to be running into potentially Raise Nade or Salvos coming through afterwards as well, but unless you run
it's definitely something I'd be noting if I was like... I mean, it's hard. This would be a hard read for like teams to have, but...
While you're all slowed up. So I think that
for sure they...
Loud,
like coaching style, if you're playing against Loud, if you actually like wreck them on a round, definitely got to be ready for them to hit that side again. It would be hard for teams to find that out because, I don't know. If you're like deep watching the VOD.
Through vents. Tyler missed on that one. Luke shows out, but the Armageddon.
Yeah.
How the hell are you going to get there?
The wall to save him though.
Gap. Oh my goodness.
Oh god, he keeps going, bro. It's
what a read.
Pure madness to watch, isn't it?
He knows that Luxio got the kill over towards A, so he knows that Loud are going to be pivoting in that direction.
Pushes straight past. Luxio is just trying to buy some time for the rest of his team to get straight back in with a snake bite.
He's in a great spot. They're not going to expect him here, I don't think.
Tucked up. This is Benji Fishy, the angle he likes to play. My God, man! And he's on a collision!
Asuna, bro.
Inside the chaos, 100 Thieves thrive.
Dude, Asuna looks like he has so much fun playing this game.
But difficult for Pancada. You'd have to isolate one of these 1v1s, but he's got 40 seconds.
1v2, 8 bullets. Xander's off angle, you just don't account for it. And he's more than ready. Primed on the position. The lead being taken by 100 Thieves.
That is such a nice play by Asuna. That's a crazy play.
No, it is.
Oh, it's pure madness.
People that would go for that. So
Cryo gets a little bit of a shout out because honestly, Cryo saved him with the wall.
And realizing that Vinny is going to call a pivot to A, Asuna just jumps over the boom bot and kills 2 of them in the back.
That's nice.
I mean, that is, you are so rarely going to get a spot like that, and so rarely going to have a player who's mad enough to take the opportunity.
Him, man.
Yeah, a moment of hesitation, that doesn't work.
No.
A moment's hesitation.
Final round of the half here. And a
Dude,
big
he's just like, how? How's he even done this as a middle?
Slowing down is there, finally. Who were hinted towards it to punish potentially on Lucio.
Stretch, sorry, bro.
Yeah, I like that from 100 Thieves. And they've only done it 1 time in the entire half. So that really caught Lucio off guard. He was ready for it earlier on in the rounds. You saw him holding really passive positions. But now after catching Boostio in round 11, Boostie's like, do not let this guy get anything more.
Denying that space that he's just been walking out.
Wes, sorry, mate. I missed that.
Loud are handling this one correctly, though, I would say. I mean, they break the
100 Thieves has so many ults that they just can't lose this.
Okay, it's just been broken potentially by the one player.
But little stick bug.
Yeah. Boostio. It's an off angle, taking a peek and gets the info.
Don't do it. Mate, chill.
Gotta be brave for a play like that. Still, it has disjointed, disconnected.
Boostio, please chill, man. The rest of your team has every single ult.
Send it flying forwards here on Armageddon as well. It's gonna be rolling out that red carpet and pushing these players forwards and away. Up from the high ground, Cryo!
Trade site for the,
goodness.
res.
He's got a res available on ramp as well. Pancada's going to find himself in a 3v1.
Yep, and as soon as Cryo hears that plan coming off, there it is. 1v3 for Pancada to try and bail himself out of. He's TPing out into the open. He's looking for any available option. But he's going to try and ISO these fights and do it now. All drops down. Deep positions. Baiting it with a couple of footsteps and it drops down. Good angles to be held.
Nicely done from Cryo.
A 7th
My
round
goodness, though.
Accumulated, added to the total. 100 Thieves.
Especially when they need like every single round on defense because their attack is a little bit.
Managed to find their footholds.
Well, I said a little bit rough. Last time we saw it was really rough.
Resurgence in this half. Since round 5, they've only dropped a single round. They've won 7 out of the last 8. And I said earlier, 100 Thieves only played 1 good half of Valorant today. Well, add another one to that.
Yeah.
Because that defense is split. They were more proactive. They took control. Really nice adaptation.
There's tension in the air between these two teams, of course. Loud need their first win of stage 1, but there is an on-fire 100 Thieves standing in the way.
I feel like if I'm Loud here, after watching that demo of their attack, I'm feeling good. Could have shut down A pretty early on, and then the comp really struggles to do like anything. It's so hard for them to create A pressure. That's the issue. Cryo saved them, yeah. Dude, Cryo really saved him. And then he played it well with the 1v2. If a team shuts down Cryo, isn't it over for 100 Thieves? Nah, I don't think it's over. Like he's had bad games before and they've won, but he is kind of popping recently. He's definitely a giant part of them winning though. I can get how you would have that conclusion.
I think in this series so far, we've seen just very one-sided halves of Valorant overall. This one, though, as we finally get over to Split, first half at least, much more back and forth, but the point still remains that Loud are sitting
100 Thieves might need
0-2
pistol.
so far in stage 1.
Yeah, I think you're right.
This match here has always being genuinely heading into it, I think a must-win for them to even stand a chance of making it into the playoffs of stage 1.
Yeah, going 0-3 is so brutal to try to dig yourself out of that hole. And if you think back to yesterday, not yesterday, sorry, last week, when Loud played against 2G, Digizine drops 30. They lose on Lotus. I mean, Digizine then drops, I think it was like 19, 32 and 19, something like that. Luke Show has come in and delivered unbelievable performances all day. If Loud are to lose today on his debut, that'd be shattering.
I've seen this pistol around before. Don't know if it's going to go the same way, but...
What's my thoughts about this Luke Show guy? Mate, he's
Thieves, they take it up through A heaven.
incredible.
In through mid, and they want to squeeze this Viper player with Xander potentially collapsing, but we'll see. Wall's going to be dropping down. They spotted the play around. Nade rebounding. There's the aftershocks.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh, it's a cheeky one.
Wow.
Nowhere to stand here. Luccio's going to be under tremendous amount of pressure. The fact that he even gets one, to be honest, is good. It's impressive because he was in a vice grip. Now Vinny sliding stuff off angles, and Aston's not slowing down the pace whatsoever.
3 bullets.
Yapping away at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and he might have just led the team into a bit of a death trap.
Guys, dinking everyone.
Vinny making a name for himself in this round. 13. All but sealed up now for Loud themselves.
He's doubled his kills too.
Yeah.
Both of the Breach players with 3 and 9, I think, at the half. And Vinny just holds that off angle. Weird spot for a Breach as well. Hard to get value out of your util. But they shut it down with a triple face in mid too.
Okay, so I
like the
think...
round idea. And I do think we should be paying a lot of attention to where Luke Show is playing
I think
on defense.
we're here, right? 4-2, 2-0 on this map.
When they played this comp on split against Sentinels, and they're going to do it again, where they try to put crazy amounts of pressure on that Viper in mid. But I suppose if Vinny's just going to get 3 from an off angle like that, Loud are going to be fine.
Louder in an incredible position right now.
Yeah, based on the pings.
Seeing the pings, aren't we?
I don't think Xander's going to get caught by it. He's able to back out.
Yeah, trying to combo on the eco.
Onto the corner, meanwhile.
Drone goes out towards A. And this is...
He's already just anticipating it. Peek down to the sides.
Oh, dude, they got this on lock, surely.
Conditioning
I remember watching their...
You know that
I remember watching their split before. Dude, Pancada just locks down B.
You know that they're going to be fighting with double initiator over towards A. Loud are trying to make it feel like they are going to be.
And then you have a comp that really struggles to block vision here and create passive pressure around the map.
Bit of a min-max round here on the eco for 100 Thieves. At this point, they
honestly, I think Loud would really have to mess up, chat.
There's an orb to be gained over towards A. They'll try and get it underneath Asuna.
Yeah, I would doubt it. Presumably with Kaunzine and Vinny pushing up, they
pushed down.
Now Pancada's going to have a stinker.
So
dude, he'll be fine.
Just have a moment to collect themselves, but Loud are looking like they're going to be back into this one. Such an important game so early on.
What is that?
They can't afford to let this one slip.
No, you cannot. Still, Salvo's down onto the floor. Cryo, my God, rapid run around. Picks up the gun. Spike in their hands. There's 18 seconds left. If Cryo gets a pick, that's all just being watched. Okay. The plant, though. Okay. Not a lot of damage done to Loud in terms of the economy, so they're going to be coming into the next with a healthy bonus, but 100 Thieves.
She's in, maybe she get the defuse.
Probably weren't even expecting a plant in that spot, so not too bad.
Yeah, they're having a little discussion about it, I think.
I'm looking at what Loud got cooked up for the next round.
I'm looking at what 100 Thieves got cooked up because I want to see how they handle over towards A. Before they would put like an Astra smoke here, but again, if you actually just re-clear that, then they have to put another Astra smoke over towards A again. And then they got no smokes for the rest of the map.
Really heavy fight out through A.
It's going to be a B main fight by the looks of the minimap.
Yeah, they've got stun.
Yeah. You're not going to want to miss this one.
Okay, we got the Astra smoke.
Salvos left.
Oh, what are we going for? We're going for aggro. Insta-stun.
Thieves have forced themselves into. Might have util of their own though. Fault line, waiting off to the side.
Oh my God. Oh, little dink at the end. Luccio's lucky to be alive, 35.
And he collects that trade, so...
He took so much damage though. He's going to get healed up, but he's only on 100 health.
Could have been much more dangerous. Now, what's the call now for 100 Thieves on top of it?
They want to re-clear this.
They have to.
But they want to contact it, because Loud are likely in this round to have left.
Damage done. Watchful eye onto the other appropriate position.
Those are big kills.
Yeah, if Vinny wants to swing that, I gotta see him commit it.
And Cryo, even after being aim punch headshot, still finds the one.
He like halved it.
Yeah, Paranoia sweeps its way through. Gonna be watching for this lurk that's occurring. Off to the side.
What is that?
Crazy shot. Xander not even tagged up into the process.
Okay.
So
Armor,
dismantling the
gun
play,
rebuy.
but
Still
Loud
very,
will try
very
and pick
nice
up.
for 100 fees to get the plant down.
It's a nice idea from Loud. I really don't mind it. They did a ton of damage.
Yeah,
early
yeah,
on,
it wasn't too bad at all.
But when they held this crossfire in B main, I think Cryo just does.
They
so
almost
much.
got a double.
If he goes down, it's pretty likely that 100 Thieves are actually in a disadvantaged spot, finding it a bit of a struggle to end B, have to reset again. But all right, rifles back for Loud, eco swing round. If Loud lose this, they've lost control of split.
Ash, of course, dude.
Fault line's easy enough to dodge. Not as well though. It's just to give 100 Thieves a bit of peace of mind.
Bombot's pretty nice.
So a bit of
We'll clear
unknowns, I
left
think,
as
to the
well.
minds of these Loud players as well.
So they
Pancada's gonna
create
be
pressure
worried
over
they
towards B. Now we
main
get to see
control.
the A handle. Smoke goes in. It does create pressure over towards here. But again, as soon as this drone
No fast
does
aggressive play
this.
from 100 Thieves here. I was expecting them to do some kind of
Okay, now what?
heavy
Now you can just hold this line.
stun double blast pack
with
kind
one
of
person.
setups, or looking to pressure Luxo in mid. But they're not actually playing around the Viper Orb that much. I mean, now the Viper Orb goes up. Almost as a reaction.
Oh, do
to
they
the
just do
salvos.
calling based off of if they
Shows
re-clear
I
it?
think most of
Then
the
they call
salvos
A. Okay,
clearing out through vents.
sure.
Very aggressive positionings.
I mean, that will work for one
If
game,
you
but...
spot DG here, I don't think you expect
Yeah, I
Calvin
don't
to
think
do
you
that.
expect cows in here as well. I think they might get wrecked.
Taking our first contact, that's my big question. Sees it, Kawazine, what more can you claim?
Because the whole
Two
calling protocol
ripped
is...
away.
Once they've
Blink of an eye,
re-cleared
the
over
drop in
towards
tower
A, they're
just
holding it with one and making everywhere else
slightest
heavier.
evacuation attempt
So
here
as
by
soon as they see that
Digizine.
one,
Satchel's going up and over towards the top here.
they
25
just
seconds
think
left
it's the
into
only
this
one
round.
here.
Snakebite, fault line slowing them down to a crawl up through heaven as the only available option. They've walled themselves off. They can't quite pivot even through mid. They are forced into the fight and forced into the gulag of their own
Very nice. Dude, this
making.
little double stack over
And
towards
Luxo
A
in
is
the
a
sky
stroke
has
of
just been
genius.
a
Fair play.
dominant start to finish.
And then now they can hold one if they
And
want
it's
to.
Luxo's information in mid. The fact that he doesn't use the Viper Orb until the salvos are used, which allows him to fully clear out mid, deny 100 Thieves that space they were looking for, and everyone on Loud can stack A. And they can keep that bait and switch setup going. Because like I said, as soon as you spot DG in that kind of spot, you are not thinking there's another player tucked really close A main. And Gawanzine gets 2, buys time.
Dude, this group's
Blast
gonna get
pads
so
for the
weird.
Snake bite to completely
This
deny.
group is gonna get super, super weird.
Yeah, look at how
There's so
Luxo
many
is playing
teams
this.
that are gonna
He's
be
not popping the
1,
Viper Orb,
2.
keeping full fuel until he needs to re-clear mid.
Here in a drone.
And this means he still has...
This is gonna
Look, now
be
he
loud,
needs to re-clear.
100
Goes popping
loud
through.
100 Thieves and
Just
2G
about getting control of that rifle in hands as a trade
at
in
1 to
sight.
2, and then they all beat
Good
each
spam
other.
from the rest of 100 Thieves to make that a 1-for-1.
And drones being used to try and gain semblance of info.
We're gonna have to look at the groups after this.
Up, slow and steady.
Loud still have good A round.
It's 8-8. Mate, I just don't...
Lost his name.
I mean, I would love to see it.
They're here to
Because I'll
cut that now
be...
in through vents.
Because 100 Thieves would have to play a bit of a masterclass.
Bait by 100 Thieves, looking to see if they can pull players over towards A potentially.
But I
This
just
is where Vinny
don't...
got the 3K on the pistol.
He's right in this one once more and just hopped up. There's a trade. It is there instantaneously, in fact, by Cryo.
Cover going out.
Pancada is going to be layering down some smokes now. They've lost
Hey, what, though? They
control
look
over
right
towards
for this
B
one.
heaven, so
I think Pancada just has to wait for the rest. This is going to be a full retake setup.
they don't have side control. Pancada reveals his hands. Laying in wait in through the spawn. They don't quite know. That smoke is really causing issues for them. But eventually they clear most of the way. It's bought so much time now for the retake to actually occur.
Stun
Full
into
line,
damage.
aftershock. It's going to be combined.
Gets out
Now
of
to slow
there.
it down though, so the plant.
I wonder if they could have...
Tucked behind default 3
Up the
versus
plan a
3
little bit
into
better
this
with all of
retake now
this.
to Jazeen.
Great shot.
Forward Xander.
Damn, great shots.
Precision is the name of the game. And already just swiftly dismissing any opposition. 100 Thieves. Good control of every
Do
situation.
they buy
there.
this, or do they eco
Xander's
this?
had some really important rounds. The couple of kills he gets there, listen, he's not at the top of the scoreboard, but he's getting important kills right when his team needs them in even scenarios. dodges that breach flash.
Oh, that's a lovely. That's so nice, man.
Really well played. 9-8.
The solo Viper working as comp? No. It creates the passive pressure, but
they have
he just got nothing.
There it is, straight up the gut, right through mid. I couldn't get no chance.
Oh my goodness, it's pure mayhem. Do they res? So fine with it.
100 Thieves are happy to clean up behind you. Res immediately. There needs to be a step up, and heroics were ordered. Luxio can only do so much, so it leaves Vinny.
Okay, but this is the big buy round though. It's as much as we're saying they can't do it.
Like this, where it just ends immediately.
That was
I think
the,
this is what I was expecting
round.
more for the series overall, though.
Yeah.
And we haven't had as many as I was expecting. 100 Thieves chose to fight mid with the Showstopper at the same time as Loud, randomly.
Chat,
just
come on.
Fight
You saw
mid.
that 100 Thieves tack last time.
Now you're seeing it. Min-maxing with the ults.
You guys are going down with me.
It looks like the priority is Asuna, despite the fact that EU Boosty were close themselves. Vinny's just going to be looking to survive. He was one away. I think he grabbed the Orbit main.
This is a bad round for Loud to lose, though. They forced
That's a really bad round for them to lose.
I think it was. Only
Like
had a
that.
sheriff.
It's like devastating for them.
And the round was over within 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And now their economy is pretty chalked. I mean, Vinny's going to stay alive. And he's still got full armor. Luxio might be able to buy, but I mean, do you want to force in a spot like this? I don't think so. So you're probably going to end up going down 11-8. And at that point, the game is slipping away from you.
Loud's defense against crew.
0-3 might be
Without
on
the game where
horizon
it's
for
only
Loud.
Pancada.
Sadak, please, from Berlin,
Looking good.
going unheard.
There's that fight that we were seeing.
I mean, Asuna is so happy to just send it in spots like this.
I mean,
To his
this
credit,
is what
he is a
Asuna
selfless
dreams
player.
of.
He
He draws away their crosshair, and then the rest of his team clean up.
That particular spot as well is, I mean, it's a firing line behind them.
He's had some wild showstoppers today, though.
Yeah.
The one where they sent it down market. Again, it was a set play.
But this one
right?
is like,
But
yeah.
when he got
I was gonna
paranoid
say
and
this
just
one
decided
isn't
to
like
carry
his
on
fault.
So this
But this
timeout
triple
makes
swinging
a
him.
lot of sense. Everything that we've just discussed as well, because money's not looking too hot for Loud. Time to talk about what's going wrong, but 100 Thieves are going to be up to 11 by the time that whatever this strategy is that you're yapping away, trying to figure out.
Well, Loud lost that round because they decided to opt into a team.
Dude, you
fight.
gotta give me an op
Love
on
that
A
kind of
Loud,
style
surely.
Of play. Asuna drew all of the attention, and then the rest of the 100 Thieves swing in afterwards and are able to pick up what are essentially a bunch of trade kills. So I would say Loud probably don't want to opt in that style of Valorant. They probably want to instead be trying to take fights on the extremities, do the like 1-2 bait setup plays, because 100 Thieves clearance in those spots does not look amazing. And try to drag the rounds out late so that 100 Thieves are forced to run and execute.
Op here, Teo here,
This game is
re-clear,
rapidly
have the
getting away from
one.
And again, poor Luxio. He's top fragging. On his
No,
debut,
he's heavily top fragging.
22 and 13. He's essentially doing what Cryo's doing on the other side.
Is this new kid OP then? Yeah, basically.
Dominating.
Incredible.
Trap play in B main.
Yeah. So fault line's going to be cutting its way across off the contact of Pancada.
Thrown over towards middle with vision block, try and make it look like they're taking middle with numbers, and then go for the B pop. Salvo there, this Omen flash though is... Omen flash is money. Oh, dude, it could have been so good, guys. It could have been so
How do you
good.
follow up on any of this?
And they've weathered the storm.
Nah, they wanted to combo it.
Does not cover all of this
Yeah, the
area,
tail
and
had
now
to-
you just sent all of your
Had
ultimates.
to go like this, but I
On the
love
round
the
where you have
idea,
bad
man, because the
weapons.
breach ult's pushing them
I mean,
against
maybe
this
not
way,
to
so they
Nobel. There
would
is still a
literally have
chance
got
they win
like
the fight
4 of
before,
them.
but, they didn't get much of an advantage out of that. There's still a minute on the clock.
There is one
They're just
silver
looking like the
lining.
kickoff tail walks that we're
Control across the
watching.
rest of the map. 100 Thieves are essentially going to be forced into this B hit.
Still a chance for Pancada to own this.
Elsewhere.
Like 3 on side, they have stun, they have salvos, he's going to have a
There
smoke.
it is, Cosmic Divide, salvos. Cuts it up, pull into the back lines on top of it.
Cows in, your
Flash
salvos
to
are
add
so
just some
late
extra
here.
worry onto themselves. Good kills to be found, a flash to try and supplement. Lovely movement, Xander always keeping it ajar. Just dancing around.
Oh, this
the
is
bullets.
devastating for Loud, man. Look at what's going
Lands them
on.
to safety.
This was a disaster round from them. They've had 2 of them.
And despite going into the stack, 100 Thieves weather the storm. Really nice composure from them in this round. They were under genuinely a lot of pressure in B main. There was so much going on. I mean, that's one of those rounds that never show that to us.
Dude, imagine this ult was good.
They're not built for that kind of stuff.
The team will look to do a bit of damage. One away from the ult. Wait a second, these players are grouped up towards the back of the site.
They can play time here, though.
Yeah, they can. Slowed down 8.
Oh,
It's left to work with. Cryo.
But yeah, I think 100 Thieves do deserve credit for navigating what was a chaotic situation quite well there. There's all of that pressure coming towards them. Breach ult, Teho ult.
But it can also be...
to start with as well. But they used every piece of util so early on. And now they don't have ults for the next round. I mean, they've still got Showstopper. Dijazine has got to be the hero that Loud need right now. He has an op and a Showstopper. And he's staring towards 100 Thieves in B main. If Dijazine can't get this done, no one can.
It's the struggle for him. Snap drone, connection, fault line as well, just to put a bit of fear. The back of the mind of Xander. Pretty clear it's going to be caught for. That's Loud, just pushing and backing away, trying to get control again. Through mid.
Dijazine's walking up onto a slightly more aggressive angle in B main. And just judging roughly by people's positions, looks like things are going to be going away from him. Spike heading over towards A main. And
Dude, look at this read though. Look at this push down middle.
Here. Putting a lot of faith in Dijazine, and now footsteps heard.
So aggro, and he's got all the information as you already mentioned. Jumping across, spotting it out.
Dude, they're gonna go
Dijazine is isolated. What is the call to be made here? There's a wall up in through mid, so no options there.
Passing on site.
Show. This guy is going to be
Dude, his timing's
nuts. I think the necessary
Mate.
one.
He's going to get caught by Boostio.
Oh god.
He took too long with it. Armageddon paves a way forwards, and the spike picked up. The clutches of Xander. He'll try and get it back to safety. Try and get this plan straight back down. Control.
This is so devastating for Loud.
Over towards 100 Thieves.
Dijazine has 1 blast pack and a dream.
His mate saw him as well.
Motion. He's ascending it. It's the
Good luck,
1-1.
Pancada. Because every single bit of ult has been used into this round or the one before.
Through the smoke. Risky business. But at this point, risks need to be taken. Does he anticipate it? Planned spot that it's being placed in. Up for heaven. He's got a smoke to cover. Not even a tap. It's a full stick onto the half. Slowed down though. Stunned up. Salvos.
Meant to do
here. Final line of safety nets. 12-8. 100 Thieves. Dire starts overall to this series, but
maybe I'm focusing too much on Loud, but I don't know, man. It feels disastrous.
Yeah, their composure and belief in themselves has been excellent today. Rough situation for Lucian, but also the first one, really.
Dude, imagine turning the corner. You're ready to stun sight for your team.
Scenario, he was only going 1-for-1 in that kind of position, but they should have been able to calm. Dijazine should have had the calm. The Boostio was
4 chances.
He saw him with the op. What could be the final round here?
Swinging wide, and as you mentioned, could very much be that final round. Now 100 Thieves stuck in an awkward spot. All grouped up, all 5 of them. Stealth drones cleared all the way through B on top of it. Kawazin's getting info. Now does that refight? Flash, forwards, bullets spraying and praying. Down through the walls, there's a wall in your face on top of it. And Asuna has dropped Pancada forwards again as the approach once more. It's an ult, there's no slowing it down. Blood in the water, and Asuna's like a bloody shark.
God, this guy is nuts though, and he's just thinking everyone.
One before the traders online. But the site cracked wide open. Double face, clearance up towards the top. Good shots to land. Xander's been finished.
Yeah, I don't think Asuna's gonna let. Asuna's in a position where he can just own this.
Such a tough spot for Vinny and
like he would have to mess up here, really.
Your season may hang on this.
Salvos See if they can find an option, anything at all, but Asuna has got it all under lock and key.
Okay, I mean, nicely done from 100 Thieves. Dude, I think Loud are going to be kicking themselves if they watch that back. There was 2 huge disastrous rounds.
First half of this series, on Haven and the first half of Icebox,
and they probably thought like they should have won
Loud were
Icebox.
completely in control. They'd won 2/3 of the rounds. It didn't look like 100 Thieves were even away.
Hey, solid comeback from 100 Thieves.
Had a fantastic
And the group
attacking
doesn't look
half
too crazy
on
now.
Icebox.